the jury out? Okay, let's bring him up. Yes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may resume your seats. So the state has now rested its case, and I'll call upon the defense to call its first witness.
Judge, at this time we would call Sheatavia Cooper.
All right, Ms. Cooper, if you'll please stand and be sworn.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. All right, counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cooper, if you could please introduce yourself to the jury.
Good morning. My name is Sheatavia Cooper.
And ma'am, how old are you?
I'm 26 now.
Okay, how old were you when this happened?
23.
And at the time when this happened, were you working?
Yes, sir.
And where were you working?
I was taking care of clients with disabilities and also at Amazon.
Okay. And did some of your shifts involve night shift work?
Yes, sir.
And is that one of the reasons why you obtained a concealed weapons permit?
Yes, sir.
And also you live in that general vicinity of the... Do you live in the general vicinity of the Wawa?
Yes, sir.
And do you consider that area a high crime, that area?
Yes, sir.
Now, on the night in question, why did you go to the Wawa?
To get air for my tires.
And is that just something that happened that evening?
Yes, sir.
When you say, did you ever have to go get air tires previously?
Yes, normally I go there every day to get air for my tires.
Okay. Did your tire have a leak?
I think so. All 4 of them.
And when you went to the gas station, did you personally put air in your tires?
I put air in one tire.
Okay. And who put the rest of the air in the tires?
If I'm not mistaken, it was a man in a white van or my sister.
Okay. At some point when you guys are getting air, do you decide to get something to eat?
Yes, sir. I went inside and I ordered 2 subs.
Okay. And so who went into the store with you?
Me and Sheatavia.
Okay. And what was your relationship with her?
That's my god sister.
Okay. And so you went into the store and you ordered, did you order your food? You'd already ordered your food when this video started?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're standing in line, you see that during the video, correct?
Correct.
And this was during COVID?
Yes, sir.
If you watch the video, you're standing 6
Yeah, well, I didn't hear the whole question, but let's not be direct. Rephrase your question.
I asked, was this during COVID?
Yes, sir. It was during COVID.
Okay. Were you taking precautions in the store while you were in there?
Correct.
And what precautions were those?
I was standing 6 feet at least.
Okay. And after you paid for your food, did you do anything?
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
After I paid for my food, I went back to the concession stand where the food belongs.
Okay. Now, while you're in line, Ms. McClendon and her group of people are in front of y'all, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Was there something that was said that made them angry or confront you?
The only thing that I did say was there's 2 things that I do not like, which is being broke or owing people money.
And were you talking to them?
No, sir. I was talking to Sheatavia.
Okay. Do you believe that do you think it was their perception that you were talking to them?
Correct.
All right. So you're paying for your food, or well, they leave, they go out the store, you're paying for your food, what happens next?
My sister, my god sister, shot her back. She stopped me and she asked me did I hear anything that they said, and I told her that it wasn't meant for me to hear what they said.
Now, one of the things in the video is you can't see, you see the Ms. McClendon's group of people all looking back in the window to Wawa.
Correct.
When you were on the inside, on the other side of the glass, what did you see from your perspective?
I saw them looking at us laughing, and I asked her did we do anything wrong, and she said no.
Okay. And so, did it appear to you that from your view, from your view inside the store, did it appear that that group were coming to confront you?
Correct.
Now, you just said, you said when she came up, what did she say to you? And the first person that spoke to you was the mother, Miss Edie?
Miss Edie.
Hold
I'm sorry.
on, when there's an objection, I need to rule, so stop talking, let me hear.
I'm going to judge the next council not leave the witness.
I will sustain. Rephrase your question, counsel.
What did she say to you?
She asked what was going on, and she was kind of irate about the situation, and I told her, I said, ma'am, first off, you should calm down, you're pregnant. And Sheatavia McClendon said out of her mouth, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Well, no, that was the mom, actually, I apologize. The mom said, what does that supposed to mean? Bitch, I don't give a fuck. And the daughter said, I'm not, I spit on bitches. And she spit in that same breath.
Okay. And so, after she spit on you, what did you do?
I walked through the other door in the vestibule. I guess, I don't know what it is, but I walked through on this side.
Okay. When you walked out of the store, where did you go?
Right there to look for my car.
Okay. And when you went to the car, what did you do?
I grabbed my purse
Okay. And what was the reason for grabbing your purse?
to protect myself
Okay.
and also get my ID
And why did you need your ID?
because I wanted to get a black amount.
But you certainly, given that the situation, you were trying to arm yourself.
Correct.
Once you retrieved your firearm, how did everything go down outside from your perspective?
They followed me to my car. In the process of me getting my ID, I wasn't able to do that. So in that moment, I started backing up, and I was in fear for my life, so I didn't know what else to do. I pulled my gun out and I put it at my side, and I told them, please leave me alone.
Could did Ms. McClendon and her mom see the firearm when she pulled it out?
Correct.
How long would you say you had the firearm out at your side before you actually fired the shot?
Maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
So you had it out for a while,
Yes,
but they continued to come towards you?
correct.
To your knowledge, did Ms. McClendon spit on you again outside?
I don't remember. Can't remember. I'm not sure.
Okay. Did Ms. McClendon spit on you inside?
Correct.
Now, we heard one of her witnesses, who actually admitted that she did spit on you, said that she didn't think it connected. Did the spit connect with you?
I can't really remember, but I do recall.
Okay. Now, after you go outside, they're coming towards you, right?
Yes.
And you said that you fired one shot.
Yes, sir.
What did you do? In the video, we see that you go back to around to the passenger side of your car.
Correct.
What did you do at that point?
I put my gun down. I sat for a second, and I called the police. Once I got out of the car, I was trying to give the mom a hug and let her know I apologize.
And did you ever close the door to that car when you got in?
No, sir.
And we can see that on the video, right?
Correct.
So as soon as you put your gun down, you're on the phone, you call 911, correct?
Correct.
Now, there's also portions on the video where after you're calling 911, did you go over to try and comfort or assist Miss Edie?
Yes, sir. I tried to give her a hug and she hit me, so I backed away.
Understandably, right?
Yes.
So, when you were taken into custody, it showed yesterday there was, the officer took you into custody, and you saw that video, correct?
Yes.
The officer made an opinion as to what you were saying during all of those.
Objection, counsel testifying. And
Yeah, I haven't heard a question, so let me hear the question. Again, no leading, no testifying, just ask a non-leading question of the witness.
You saw the video yesterday of the officer that took you into custody.
Yes.
He made an opinion as to the statements you made. Were those statements accurate?
I can't remember what he said.
Okay. Did you say that,
objection, leading.
No, that question, if it's, did you say X, that's not a leading question.
Your Honor, hearsay. You would be asking, instead of asking her what she said, you'd be asking her.
Overruled.
and did you say, please don't let that baby die?
Indeed, I did.
Another question. Did you have any idea how old Mrs. McClendon was?
No, sir, I did not.
When did you find out how old she was?
After she fell behind my tire, her mom said, my baby, she's only 16.
Okay, so until that point, you had no idea.
No, sir.
Did you also ask the officer multiple times about the status of the baby?
Yes, sir.
And eventually, though, you are taken downtown, correct?
Correct.
And to the police memorial building?
Yes, sir.
And when you were down there, you were interviewed by the detective.
Yes, sir.
Again, during that interview, did you explain to the detective everything that you've explained to us here today?
Yes, sir.
And was everything that you told the detective back then true?
Yes, sir.
Hindsight's 20/20. Ms. Cooper, do you regret what happened?
Yes, sir.
Despite regretting what happened, that night, were you in fear for your life?
Yes, sir.
Or at least in fear of great bodily injury?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Because there were numerous of people. It was just me.
And the state's made a big situation or deal about there not being any weapons, and you didn't see a weapon, correct?
Correct.
Were you able to keep your eyes on all 6 of those people?
No, sir.
And were those people coming and going from different positions?
Yes, sir.
And they had actually left the store prior to you, correct?
Correct.
Ms. Edie indicated to the jury, testified to the jury that she tried to diffuse the situation. Do you think that Ms. Edie tried to diffuse the situation?
No, sir.
And when she said that you were in that lobby area, I forget what the word she used was, basically that you were acting up and being loud and cussing and all those things. Were you?
No, sir.
And on the video, we see you. What are you doing when she's talking to you?
I was backing up.
And did you have your arms crossed?
Yes, sir.
Is there, Judge, I have 1 second, counsel?
Yes.
Cooper, I don't have any more questions.
All right, thank you. Cross exam.
Good morning, Ms. Cooper.
Good morning.
So, Ms. Cooper, you just testified on direct examination that you tried to give Miss Edie a hug. Is that correct?
Correct.
You said you tried to give Miss Edie to Neria's mom a hug after you shot her daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So the woman that you're so afraid of, you tried to give her a hug immediately after shooting her daughter. Is that correct?
Objection, asked and answered.
Overruled.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Cooper, you also testified that you couldn't keep your eyes on everyone that
I couldn't.
night. Okay. So you can't say for sure when someone would have saw your firearm or who saw your firearm, could you?
No, but in the paperwork, it says that it was obvious.
I'm not asking you about the paperwork. I'm asking you about your testimony on this witness stand
Yes,
under
ma'am.
oath. Okay? Now, Ms. Cooper, you mentioned on direct examination with your counsel that it was COVID during that time of 2020. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So we've all watched the video, and you've watched the video, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not wearing a mask or anything in that video.
No, ma'am, I wasn't.
Okay, you're not standing 6 feet from Sheatavia in that video, are you?
No, because I know she doesn't have COVID.
Okay, you know. Did you test her before you got there?
No.
Okay. Sheatavia not wearing a mask in that video because of COVID.
She was not wearing a mask.
Okay. And to Shell, your sister who was outside, when you look at her on the video, she's not wearing a mask either. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you weren't that concerned about COVID on that night. Is that correct?
I do have a mask in the car.
But you didn't wear it inside the store.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about the store, the Wawa. It was open that night, right?
Correct.
It's always open at that time of night. You'd agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you go there every night.
Not
Is that what you're
every
saying?
night. I go there every day, most of the time, yes.
Okay, so you go to that Wawa often.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this night you go to Wawa with 2 other people. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And those 2 people, one's your sister
Yes.
and one's your god sister.
Correct.
Okay. So your sister is Michelle,
Yes, ma'am.
and she's the one outside who hands you your purse later. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And your god sister is Shyla Bass,
Correct.
and she's the one who goes inside the store with you. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And the 3 of you go there together. Were all 3? You said you're 23. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and were they over 21 as well?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, when you go inside, you buy your food at Wawa, you have to pay at the register. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And you testified that you were able to pay for your food at the register with no issues.
Yes.
And you said that you're very familiar with that area of the West Side.
Yes.
That's your home turf. Is that right?
Not necessarily my home turf, but.
The West Side is where you were living?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, at the register, you noticed a group of girls in front of you, didn't you?
Correct.
All right. And you noticed that one lady in the group was pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And that was Miss Edie.
Correct.
All right. And you also noticed that the other girls appeared to be younger than Miss Edie.
Not necessarily.
Okay. Did you notice that the other girls appeared to be following Miss Edie?
Correct.
Okay. So she was the one in charge. It was clear that she was in charge and they would follow her.
I assume yes.
Okay. Now, when they're in line at the register, they don't turn around and bother you.
No.
They don't turn around and say anything to you at the register.
Correct.
Miss Edie pays and they follow her away. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, but you testified on direct examination while you're in line standing behind them, you made a statement. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. You said there are 2 things I don't like. Is that correct?
Correct.
So when you heard that from the witness stand, that is something that you said that night.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were referring to the group of girls in front of you.
No, not necessarily. I was referring to a conversation that they were having.
So you say not necessarily because you were not speaking directly to them. Is that correct?
I was not.
But you were speaking about them. Is that correct?
Not about them, no.
About their conversation.
About a conversation that they were having.
Okay, thank you. And you said you didn't like owing someone money or being broke
Correct.
because they were talking something about money or being broke. Is that correct?
Not about being broke, about someone owing someone money. Yes.
Okay. So although they're not talking to you, you had to say something about that to Sheatavia. Is that correct?
I did say something to her, yes.
Okay. So then you pay for your food and you go get your food. Now, on the video, you have something that you got in a brown paper bag from the store. Is that correct?
It was nothing in there. It was just a bag.
So you just walking around with an empty brown paper bag in the video?
It wasn't a brown paper bag. It was actually a bag for my food.
Okay, so you just had a bag with nothing in it.
Yes.
Okay. And Shai was walking with you. She's going everywhere you go the entire time. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Now, counsel asked you, when you're walking near that front glass, you could see out of that glass just like anyone on the other side of it can see inside the glass.
Correct.
All right. And when you get to that door, you sort of meet them at the door. Is that right?
In a way, yes.
So you didn't walk past them and go to the other door. You walk directly to where they're coming at, and you meet them at the door. Do you agree with me?
I agree.
Okay. Now, in the doorway, is it your testimony that you didn't have an attitude?
No.
But you stand there and you fold your arms.
Not with an attitude.
But you fold your arms in that video. Do you agree with me?
I agree.
Okay. You agree that Sheatavia stands in front of you and she starts saying something out to where Miss E is.
She did.
Okay. And I think you testified to it on direct, but Miss E was correct when she said her first words was, "What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she didn't come in there yelling like, you want some? She came in and said, "What's going on?" Right?
Correct.
So she's trying to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
Okay, and the girls are all behind her at this point.
It was yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it's something that you said to Miss Edie that caused Tamiria to get involved in the conversation.
I just said that she was pregnant and she should calm down. Yes.
Okay, so but answer my question. It is something that you said to Miss Edie that caused Tamiria to get involved in the conversation.
Yes.
Okay. And so everything appears, you agree with me on the video, appeared very calm until that moment.
Yes.
Okay. So at this point is when you argue back and forth with Tamiria.
I wasn't arguing. I just told her mother to calm down because she was pregnant. She was pretty much arguing with herself, and my god sister was trying to explain what was going on.
Okay, so she's just arguing with herself, but you just storm off and go out the other door.
I didn't storm off. I just walked away from the situation.
Okay, and before you walk away, you say, "I got something for that."
I do not recall that at all.
Okay, and do you recall Shiloh heard you say, "I got something for that"?
Objection.
I'm not sure.
Okay, sustained.
Now, Ms. Cooper, you make a comment in that doorway about Miss Edie being pregnant, specifically. So you were aware that she was pregnant. She's visibly pregnant in that video. You would agree?
Correct.
Okay. And you'd agree with me when Tamiria starts arguing with you, she's taking up for her mom.
Yes.
Okay. And you'd agree that her mom immediately pushes her away.
Correct.
Her mom is like, he's not trying to let anything happen.
Correct.
Her mom does not want her arguing with you.
Correct.
Okay. But she spit on you in that doorway.
Correct.
And that pissed you off, didn't it, Miss Cooper?
It didn't piss me off. I just walked away from the situation.
Her spitting on you made you angry, didn't it, Miss Cooper?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you were just fine with her spitting on you?
I was calm.
Okay. So, when her mom pushes her away and you storm out the next door, your sister Shiloh comes behind you, right?
Correct.
And she has to rush to keep up with you. You'd agree?
I wouldn't say rush. I just walked away from the situation before she did.
Okay, did you see that video?
I did.
Okay, did you see her lose her shoe trying to catch up to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now when you get outside, you go out that main entrance, correct? That we see in this photo, Stacey did it before.
Over here?
Yes, you go out that door,
Yes.
okay? And you walk directly to that car.
No, I did not. I was looking for my car.
You have to look for the car that's in front of the door?
Yes. She pulled up.
Okay. And you walk to that car,
Correct.
and she hands you a purse.
Correct.
Okay. And she hands you your purse where you keep your gun.
Most of the time.
Okay. And you knew you had your gun in your purse that night.
No, I didn't.
Well, you did have your gun in your purse that night,
I
right?
did, yes.
Okay. You keep it there most of the time?
Yes, or in the glove compartment,
Okay.
depending on if my nieces or nephews are around.
Now, you testified on direct examination, you went to get your gun to arm yourself.
I did.
So it's your testimony now you wasn't sure that you had your gun in your purse?
I wasn't necessarily sure, but most of the time it's in my purse or either in my glove compartment.
But the point of going back to your car was to get your gun.
It was to protect me, yes.
Okay. So you agree with me on the video, Ms. Cooper, that you get your purse or you get your gun that's in your purse from the car and you walk back towards the entrance.
I was going back in the store, yes.
Okay. So you felt that you were afraid of that argument, but you walked right back towards the store.
Yes, they were still arguing, they were still being, very hostile.
So you walk right back to the argument after you go get your gun.
No, I was trying to go back inside the store.
But the direction of where they're coming from, they're coming out the door and you walk in their direction. Would you agree with me that that's what's on the video?
Yes,
Okay. So you walk in their direction with the gun after the argument.
yes.
Okay. And when you first get outside to that car to get your gun, you don't get inside the car.
No.
Okay.
I just look.
Okay, when you first walk out to that car, you don't say, hey, let's wait for these girls to clear the doorway before we go back inside. You don't say that, do you?
No.
Okay, you and your gun, you walk back up to where they are with Miss Edie trying to push the girls out of the door.
I wouldn't say she was trying to push the girls out of the door.
But you walk right back to where they were when they were just in the doorway that you were just arguing with after you walked out. You walk back to where they are.
Yes.
Okay, would you agree with me that a cautious person would wait until the people they're arguing with just move along before they go back in their direction?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about the argument when you're outside. Now, you say that they walked in your direction.
Correct.
Okay.
Into the car.
I'm sorry?
I said correct, they followed me to my car.
Miss Cooper, you agree with me that your car is right there in front of the door.
Yes.
So they didn't have to follow you around the corner.
No, they just followed me to my car.
They had to walk out the door
Yes.
where you were walking back towards the door.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you guys pretty much met outside in front of the door next to the car.
Yes.
Okay, and that's when you pull your gun, and during that argument at some point is when you pull your gun out.
And put it at my side, correct?
Okay, so you don't pull your gun out and say, and point it and make them back up.
No.
Okay, you didn't pull your gun out and shoot one in the air to make them back up.
No, ma'am.
You didn't pull your gun out and wave it in the air and say back up.
No, ma'am. I just
Okay.
told them to please leave me alone.
No, in fact, you did something else, Miss Cooper, on that video.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, you spit in their direction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you agree with me that you spit right before you fired your gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you had time to get off that spit before you back up and shoot. You agree with me?
Could you rephrase that question?
You had time
Mm-hmm.
before to get off that spit, to lean forward and spit before you backed up and shot your gun.
Because at that point, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Cooper, while you're out there before you're spitting and shooting, did anyone actually hit you?
No, ma'am, they made threats to.
Someone made threats to hit you?
They made threats to beat me up and do bodily harm, yes, ma'am.
They said, hey girl, I'm gonna do bodily harm. Is that what they said?
No, ma'am, they told me they were gonna beat my ass.
Okay. They're making threats to you?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you tell police that they made threats? They said, I'm going to beat your ass?
I don't recall. I can't remember.
Okay. And did anyone kick you?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone punch you?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone pull out a gun?
No, ma'am, I didn't see one.
Did anyone, you didn't see one? Okay. Did anyone pull out a
that I know of. No.
Did anyone reach for one?
No, ma'am.
You didn't see anyone do
I
that?
didn't see anyone.
Okay. And the whole time Miss Edie is standing right there next to her daughter. You agree with me on that?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Cooper, I want to talk to you about when you, after you shoot the gun. While you're standing there, when you shoot the gun, Sheatavia Bass is standing right there at your side. Do you agree with me on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Michelle Sanders, your sister, is standing right there by the vehicle. You agree with me on that?
I believe so.
Okay. And so you weren't outside by yourself?
No.
Okay.
But I was in fear for my life.
You were in fear for your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you were in fear that, of what? You were in fear something might happen?
That they were going to harm me, yes, ma'am.
Okay, did anybody harm you?
No, they made threats too.
Did anybody touch you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Ms. Sheatavia Bass and Michelle Sanders, after you shoot, y'all get back in the car.
Yes, ma'am, I did sit in the car for a second.
Okay, and they get in the car and they close their doors too. You agree with me on that?
Maybe.
Okay, if the video shows it, you say the video is accurate?
Yes, if the video shows it, yes.
Okay, if the video shows the lights on that vehicle come on, you agree that the video is accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the victim, Miss McClendon, she fell, and part of her body ended up right behind the rear passenger driver's side of that vehicle, right?
Correct.
So you couldn't back up, Michelle couldn't back that vehicle up if she wanted to.
We weren't trying to leave, but
That's not my question.
No, ma'am.
Okay. She couldn't back the vehicle up if she wanted to.
No, ma'am.
All right. So you'd agree with me that Mr. Clients immediately comes outside. The man who testified,
Yes.
and he immediately has you get away from the firearm.
Yes.
And you immediately begin to put your hands up.
Yes.
And you get away from the firearm in his direction.
Yes.
So somebody stops you before you could go anywhere anyway, right?
I wasn't trying to, but yes.
Okay. And police get there immediately, you would say. Would you agree with me that they get there pretty quickly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the officer comes, Officer Parker, who testified yesterday, and he grabs you.
Correct.
Okay, and your first words are, I'm licensed to carry my gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Your first words are, don't treat me like an animal.
Correct.
Ms. Cooper, you said that because you felt disrespected by the victim.
No, that's not why I said that.
Okay? And you tell him, they spit at me. That's the main thing you're concerned about, that they spit at you.
Correct.
All right? And you spit at them in return for that, correct?
Correct.
And you spit at them in return for that right before you shot at them. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you didn't tell the officer, oh, officer, it was self-defense when he pulled you to the side right there, pulling up Officer Parker.
Correct.
Okay. You didn't say, officer, I had no other choice when you
Objection,
pulled up.
Judge. Burden,
Okay,
the state's going to shift the burden.
okay. We certainly don't want that, but I will allow the questioning with caution, counsel, about statements made on the scene.
Judge, also my objection to your right to remain silent is commenting on that.
Good. Maybe we can go to side.
All right, counsel, fine.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Cooper, when Officer Parker grabbed you, your statement to him is, I should have just walked away from the situation.
I tried several times, but yes, that was my statement.
Okay, thank you for answering my question. Now, Ms. Cooper, you're the person who shot Scenario Clinton in this case, is that correct? Do you agree with me?
Yes,
And you're the person who spit in her direction before shooting her, you agree with me on that?
yes,
And you agree with me that Sharonda Edie wasn't some big threat to you staying there 7.5 months pregnant,
I mean, yes and no.
okay? And you agree with me that she had her hand out and she was kind of in between you and her daughter,
Yes,
okay? And Ms. Cooper, you agree with me that you just shot first and asked questions later?
Objection or argumentative?
Overruled.
can you ask your question again?
You agree with me that you just shot first and asked questions later? You shot first and then you tried to give out hugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes?
Ms. Cooper, you're 5'6", right?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time, you were a little over 240 pounds?
I was 240.
240 even?
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions at this time.
All right, redirect.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Cooper, the state was asking you again, as you, after you retrieve your firearm, you're going towards the store. Why were you going back towards the store?
I was going for one, I had ordered food, I hadn't gotten my food yet. Two, I was going back inside to get a Black and Mild, like I said.
But so you had not gotten your food yet?
No, sir.
Okay. And as you're going towards the store to go in and get your food, do you encounter the other females?
Yes.
Okay. Once they start moving, did they move towards you at that point?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do?
I was backing up.
And did you continue to back up the whole time?
Yes, sir.
Now, after the shot, the state is saying that something to the effect of that you guys are trying to leave. Did you ever try and leave?
No, sir.
And in fact, you never even closed your door.
No, sir.
Now, obviously, the way that people perceive situations is different with everybody. Is there anything in your past that
Objection, vote. And outside of the scope.
I'm not sure what the question is. Do we need to come sidebar so you can tell me what the question is?
I think so, baby.
Okay, on the court for a sidebar. This is a working
Ms. Cooper, how did, there's a lot of moving parts tonight. How did it feel to you during this incident on the night in question? How did you feel, how are you personally feeling? The state's asked you,
Can you ask your question again, please?
man, did you feel threatened that night?
Yes, sir.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right, does that conclude the defendant's testimony?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let me ask the jury to just put their notepads on their seats, have a quick step into the jury room, and we will bring you out here when